Book 11, Odysseus, his descent into hell, and discourses with the ghosts of the deceased heroes.
Go for it, Celine. Go for it.
Now, when we had gone down to the ship into the sea, first of all we drew the ship unto the fair salt water, and placed the mast and sails in the black ship, and took those sheep and put them therein, and ourselves too climbed on board, sorrowing and shedding big tears. And in the wake of our dark-powered ship, she sent a favoring wind that filled the sails, a kindly escort, even Circe of braided tresses, a dreaded goddess of human speed. And we set in order all the gear throughout the ship, and sat us down, and the wind and the helmsman guided our bark. And all day long her sails were stretched in her seafaring, and the sun sank, and all the way were dark. She came to the limits of the world, to deep-flowing Oceanus. There is the land and the city of the Cimmerians, shrouded in mist and cloud, and never does the shining sun look down on them with his rays, neither when he climbs up the starry heaven, nor when he again turns earthward from the firmament. But deadly night is outspread over miserable mortals. Thither we came, and ran the ship ashore, and took out the sheep. But for our part we held on our way along the stream of Oceanus, till we came to the place which Circe had declared to us. There Prometheus and Eurylochus held the victims, but I drew my sharp sword from my thigh, and dug a pit, as it were a cubit in length and breadth, and about it poured a drink offering to all the dead, first with mead, and thereafter with sweet wine, and for the third time with water. And I sprinkled white meal thereon, and entreated with many prayers the strengthless heads of the dead, and promised that on my return to Ithaca I would offer in my halls a barren heifer, the best I had, and fill the pyre with treasure, and apart unto Tiresias alone sacrifice a black ram without spot, the fairest of my flock. But when I had besought the tribes of the dead with vows and prayers, I took the sheep and cut their throats over the trench, and the dark blood flowed forth, and lo, the spirits of the dead that be departed gathered them out of Erebus, brides and youths unwed, and old men of many and evil days, and tender maidens with grief yet fresh at heart. And many there were, wounded with bronze-shot spears, men slain in fight with their bloody mail about them. And these many ghosts flocked together from every side about the trench with a wondrous cry, and pale fear gat hold on me. Then I did speak to my company, and command them to flay the sheep that lay slain by the pitiless sword, and to consume them with fire, and to make prayer to the gods, to mighty Hades, and to dread Persephone. And myself I drew the sharp sword from my thigh, and sat there, suffering not the strengthless heads of the dead to draw nigh to the blood, ere I had word Tiresias. Full metal alchemist.
Let me pause here and just say, Balji, I don't know if you wanted to turn this back on, but I think your shared chat got turned off.
Oh, him.
What did it?
Yeah.
It's Balji. Balji's not missing.
Not missing, but shared chat is disabled on Balji. I'm seeing in the Twitch window. Don't know if you wanted that off.
Had gotten...
It looks like it's on mine, but Baljeet seems to. Oh, shared chat not enabled. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Where's the pity?
Okay.
I don't know if you want to fix that real quick.
Back and see. Do this, do that. Did I fix
Push
it?
all the buttons. No. So in the right pane, there should be a series of buttons: invite guests, collaboration settings, shared chat. You'll want to make sure that it says shared chat is enabled. So you'll have to hover over it. It'll change color because Twitch is terrible at UI design. Click it once, and it should turn green.
I can send a
But it's
screenshot
awesome.
of what it looks like.
Yeah, fine. Show, don't tell. I suppose we can go with that.
I mean, it's
Faster not
faster
to
not
do
to do it for now, because I had got off of it for a second, I think, on accident. I completely forgot about it, but then I saw that I was still on there.
Okay.
It's,
I'm sending it in for
Okay,
reference
I
just
see
in
it.
case you want to enable it.
oh, I see it on mine. It says share chat.
Okay, that's weird, but it...
Not
Yeah,
if us
'cause
sees it, but
You see
do.
how our two speech bubbles are light and yours is dark in the... Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking on the Twitch chat on OBS. It has share chat on
Yeah.
there.
It's the one in the browser you want to check.
Oh, so I have it on my phone right now because I don't have the browser that works with share
Well,
chat
heck.
on
Okay.
yeah.
No matter, we can leave it alone for now. I just noticed
Yeah,
it. I
it's
wasn't
not the end
sure.
of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get
Do
it
we
next
want to
time.
do... So let's do reverse order this time. Belgi, you go ahead next.
Okay, that works. Oh, now, alchemist. And first came the soul of Elpenor, my companion, that had not yet been buried beneath the wide wide earth. For we left the corpse behind us in the hall of Circe, unwept and unburied, seeing that another task was instant on us. At the sight of him I wept and had compassion on him, and uttering my voice spake to him winged words.
Oh, we're not
Spake.
going to be able to see the spake counter.
Oh no,
More's the pity.
spake.
That's okay. You get to tell us how many,
Well, it'd help,
since we can't see it.
yeah. It would help if I spelled it right. Spake. 131. Anyway, Elpenor, how hast thou come beneath the darkness and the shadow? Thou hast come fleeter on foot than I in my black ship. So spake I.
Speak.
So spake I, and with a loud, I don't know why I said loud, and with a moan, he answered me, saying, Son of Laertes, of the seed of Zeus, Odysseus of many devices, an evil doom of some god was my bane, and wine out of measure. When I laid me down on the house top of Circe, I minded me not to descend again by the way of the tall ladder, but fell right down from the roof, and my neck was broken off by the from the bones of the spine. And my spirit went down to the house of Hades. And now I pray thee in the name of those whom you left, who are no more with us, thy wife and thy sire who cherish thee, whereas yet thou wert a little one, and Telemachus, or are we saying Telemachus?
Either.
I've been pronouncing it as Telemachus, but Telemachus is probably also fine.
Oh, and Telemachus, whom thou didst leave in thy halls alone. For as much as I know that on thy way hence, from out the dwelling of Hades, thou wilt stay thy well-wrought ship at the isle Aeon. Even then, my lord, I charge thee to think on me. Leave me not unwept and unburied as thou goest hence, nor turn thy back upon me, lest haply I bring on thee the anger of the gods. Nay, burn me there with mine armor, all that is mine, and pile me a barrow on the shore of the grey sea, the grave of a luckless man, that even men unborn may hear my story. Fulfill me this, and plant upon the barrow mine oar, wherewith I rode in the days of my life, while yet I was among my fellows. Even so, he spake,
Speak.
Spake.
and I answered him, saying, All this, luckless man, will I perform for thee, in due. Even so, we twain were sitting holding sad discourse, I on the one side stretching forth my sword over the blood, while on the other side the ghost of my friend told all his tale. Anon came up the soul of my mother dead, Anticlea, a daughter of Autolycus.
Autolycus.
Autolycus, I don't know why that threw me. Autolycus, the great-hearted, whom I left alive when I departed for sacred Helios. At the sight of her I wept and was moved with compassion, yet even so, for all my sore grief, I suffered her not to draw nigh to the blood. Here I had word of Tiresias, Full Metal Alchemist.
I find it curious that the tie in Tiresias is pronounced the same way as the high in Heidelman.
It's Greek! It's Greek!
We were laughing earlier, for those who were not with us at the time, that Satil has a little bit of trouble spelling my last name.
Oh, man.
And by little, I mean he consistently gets it wrong.
But now I have a
Embarrassing
device
ways.
by which I can do it. I think of Heidi, Girl of the Alps, L. Man. That's how I do it.
You know what?
Ew.
Sure.
The Shihan of many devices.
I was good at spelling tests.
Congratulations on the new epithet.
Thank you. If I can come out of this stream making people laugh like Celine Heidelman, I think it's already a good stream.
You've done good, Kitty. Now
Thank
it's your
you.
turn.
Full Metal Alchemist. Anon came the soul of Theban Tiresias with a golden scepter in his hand, and he knew me and spake. He spake unto me, son of Laertes of the seed of Zeus, Odysseus of many devices. What seekest thou now, wretched man? Wherefore hast thou left the sunlight and come hither to behold the dead in a land desolate of joy? Nay, hold off from the ditch and draw back thy sharp sword, that I may drink the blood and tell thee sooth. So spake he, and I put up my silver-studded sword into the sheath. And when he had drunk the dark blood, even then did the noble seer speak unto me, saying, Thou art asking of thy sweet returning, great Odysseus, but that will the god make hard for thee. For methinks thou shalt not pass unheeded by the shaker of the earth, who hath laid up wrath in his heart against thee, for rage at the blinding of his dear son. Even so, through many troubles, he may come home, if thou wilt restrain thy spirit and the spirit of thy men so soon as thou shalt. Bring thy well-wrought ship nigh to the isle Phrynacia, fleeing the sea of violet blue. When ye find the herds of Helios grazing in his brave flocks of Helios, who overseeth all and overheareth all things, if thou dost, please no hurt, being heedful of thy return, so may ye yet reach Ithaca, albeit in evil case. But if thou hurtest them, I foreshow ruin for thy ship and for thy men, even though thou shalt thyself escape. Late shalt thou return in evil plight with the loss of all thy company on board the ship of strangers. And thou shalt find sorrows in thy house, even proud men that devour thy living, while they woo thy godlike wife, and offer the gifts of wooing. Yet I tell thee, on thy coming thou shalt avenge their violence. But when thou hast slain the wooers in thy halls, whether by guile or openly with the edge of the sword, thereafter go thy way, taking with thee a shapen oar, till thou shalt come to such men as know not the sea, neither eat meat savored with salt, yea, nor have they knowledge of ships of purple cheek, nor shapen oars which serve for wings to ships, and I will give thee a most manifest token, which cannot escape thee. In the day when another wayfarer shall meet thee, and say that thou hast a winnowing fan on thy stout shoulder, even then make fast thy shapen oar in the earth, and do goodly sacrifice to the Lord Poseidon, even with a ram, and a bull, and a boar, the mate of swine, and depart for home, and offer holy hecatombs to the deathless gods. that keep the wide heaven, to each in order due. And from the sea shall thine own death come, the gentlest death that may be, which shall end thee fordone with smooth old age. And the folk shall dwell happily around thee. This that I say is sooth. So spake he, and I answered him, saying, Tiresias, all these threads methinks the gods themselves have spun. But come, declare me this, and plainly tell me all. I see here the spirit of my mother dead. Lo, she sits in silence near the blood, nor deigns to look her son in the face, nor speak to him. Tell me, prince, how may she know me again that I am he? So spake I, and anon he answered me, and said, I will tell thee an easy saying, and will put it in thy heart. Whomsoever of the dead that be departed thou shalt suffer to draw nigh to the blood, he shall tell thee sooth. But if thou shalt grudge any, that one shall go to his own place again. Therewith the spirit, the Prince Tiresias, went back within the house of Hades, when he had told all his oracles. But I abode there steadfastly till my mother drew nigh and drank the dark blood. And at once she knew me, and bewailing herself spake to me the winged words.
Fake.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Aye. Dear child, how didst thou come beneath the darkness and the shadow, thou that art a living man? Grievous is the sight of these things to the living, for between us and you are great rivers and dreadful streams. First Oceanus, which no wise be crossed on foot, but only if one have a well-wrought ship. Art thou but now come hither with thy ship and thy company in thy long wanderings from Troy? And hast thou not yet reached Ithaca, nor seen thy wife in thy halls? Even so she spake, and I answered her and said, O my mother, necessity was on me to come down to the house of Hades to seek the spirit of the Theban Tiresias. For not yet have I drawn near the Achaean shore, nor have I set foot on mine own country, but have been wandering evermore in affliction from the day that first I went with goodly Agamemnon to Ilios the fair steeds, to do battle with the Trojans. But come, declare me this, and plainly tell it all. What doom overcame thee of death that lays men at their length? Was it a slow disease, or did Artemis the archer slay thee with the visitation of her gentle shafts? And tell me of my father and my son that I left behind me. Doth my honour yet abide with them, or hath another already taken it, while they say I shall come home no more? And tell me of my wedded wife, of her counsel and her purpose. Doth she abide with her son, and keep all secure? Or has she already wedded the best of the Achaea? Even so I spake, and anon my lady mother answered me, Yea, verily, she abideth with steadfast spirit in thy halls, and wearily for the nights wane always, and the days in shedding of tears. But the fair honour that is thine no man hath yet taken, but Telemachus sits at peace on his demesne, and feasts at equal banquets, whereof it is meet that a judge partake, for all men bid him to their house. And their father abides there in the field, and goes not down to the town, nor lies he on bedding or rugs or shining blankets, but all the winter he sleeps, where sleep the thralls in the house, in the ashes by the fire, and is clad in sorry raiment. But when the summer comes, and the rich harvest tides, his bed of fallen leaves are strewn lonely all about the knoll of his vineyard plot. There he lies sorrowing, and nurses his mighty grief, for long desire of thy return, and old age withal comes heavy upon him. Yea, and even so did I too perish and meet my doom. It was not the archer goddess of the keen sight who slew me in the halls with the visitation of her gentle shafts, nor did any sickness come upon me, such as chiefly with the sad wasting draws the spirit from the limbs. Nay, it was my sore longing for thee, and for thy counsels, great Odysseus, and for thy loving kindness that reft me of sweet life. Full Metal Alchemist.
Hold on 1 second, I just got a call from my wife. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I'll keep going. Let me know when your call's
I
over.
can
and
take
we
over.
Switch out then.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't mind keeping going. I just didn't want to, like, drop in if Baljeet was, like, waiting to go.
Yeah,
so.
you give it a rest. I'll take over.
Fine.
Plus, you're on spake counter duty.
Well,
Yeah. Gotta switch off.
Spectre duty.
Yeah. So spake she, and I mused in my heart, and would fain have embraced the spirit of my mother dead. Thrice I sprang towards her, and was minded to embrace her. Thrice she flitted from my hands as a shadow, or even as a dream, and sharp grief arose over at my heart, and uttering my voice I spake to her winged words. Mother mine, wherefore dost thou not abide me, who am eager to clasp thee? That even in Hades we twain may cast our arms, each about the other, and have our fill of chill lament. Is this but a phantom, that the high goddess Persephone hath sent me, to the end that I may groan for more exceeding sorrow? So spake I, and my lady mother answered me anon. Ah me, my child, of all men most ill-fated, Persephone, the daughter of Zeus, doth in no wise deceive thee, but even on this wise, it is with mortals when they die, for the sinews no more bind the flesh and the bones, but the great force of burning fire abolishes these, so soon as the life hath left the white bones, and the spirit like a dream flies forth and hovers near. But haste with all thine heart toward the sunlight, and mark all this, that even hereafter thou mayst tell it to thy wife. Thus we twain held discourse together, and lo, the women came up, for the high goddess Persephone sent them forth. And they had been the wives and daughters of mighty men. And they gathered and flocked about the black blood. I took counsel how I might question them each one, and this was the counsel that showed best in my sight. I drew my long hanger from the stalwart thigh, and suffered them not all at one time to drink of the dark blood, for they drew nigh one by one, and each declared her lineage, and I made question of all. Then verily did I first see Tyro, sprung of a noble sire, who said that she was the child of noble Simonius, and declared herself the wife of Cretheus, son of Aeolus. She loved a river, the divine Enipeus, far the fairest of the floods that run upon the earth, and she would resort to the fair streams of Apeneus. Oh my gosh. Enipeus.
Enipeus.
Wow. What a Freudian slip.
Hey, she loved a river.
She loved those fair streams of you know what. And it came to pass that the girdler of the world, the earth shaker, I got Baljeet starting now, put on the shape of the god, and lay by the lady at the mouths of the whirling stream. Then the dark waves stood around them like a like a hillside boat, and hid the god and the mortal woman. Words do not look like words anymore. Getting concerned. And he undid her maiden girdle and shed a slumber over her. Now when the god had done the work of love, he clasped her hand and spake, and hailed her. Woman, be glad in our love, and when the year comes round, thou shalt give birth to glorious children. For not weak are the embraces of the gods, and do thou keep and cherish them. And now go home and hold thy peace until it not. But behold, I am Poseidon, shaker of the earth. Full Metal Alchemist? Baljeet, are you ready?
I am.
Also,
Yep. Thank y'all
before
for
we jump in, Tyrone, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. You want a hamburger? Well, I'll certainly see if we have something in the back. Now, you be good and wait while we continue on with our story.
How would you like that hamburger again?
I was gonna ask, is a hamburger a hamburger, or is a hamburger something else? I
I'm
don't
assuming it's a hamburger. And Tyrone is
Oh.
just being cute.
A bobor.
Also, congratulations on
yes,
getting the shared chat back.
Woo!
Oh yeah, I don't know what I did, but yay!
Now we do not have to steak counter. Unless we want to for fun.
Nah. But shout out to Yada for helping carry the spake counter. Woot. Woot.
Yep,
Okay.
you're actually 2 behind.
Oh.
It should be
Hold on.
143. Or 144,
Okay.
sorry.
We would have been
Take this
even more
opportunity to give
behind.
me a drink.
Yeah. Alright.
I do like
Okay.
this drink right here. I might have to go grab one here real quick while Baljeet does his verses.
E. Our Full Metal Alchemist. Therewith he plunged beneath the heaving deep, and she conceived and bare Peleus and Neleus, who both grew to be mighty men, servants of Zeus. Oh, that should be Peleus. Peleus?
Helios.
Peleus.
Helios Bananicus.
Peleus dwelt. Peleus dwelt in wide Iolcus. Oh my goodness, I don't know why that's from Iolcus. It was rich in flocks.
where is it? Yeah, Iolcus.
Iolcus. And was rich in flocks, and that other abode in Sane Pylos. And the queen of women bare yet other sons, Cretheus, even Aeson and Phareus and Amithion,
Yeah.
whose joy was in chariots. And after her I saw Antiope,
Yeah.
Antiope,
Antiope.
daughter of Aesopus, and her boast was that she had slept even in the arms of Zeus, and bare 2 sons, Amphion and Zethus, who founded the first place of 7-gated Thebes, and they made it a fenced city, for they might not dwell in spacious Thebes unfenced, for all their valiancy. Next to her I saw Aclymene, wife of Amphitryon, who lay in the arms of mighty Zeus, and bare Heracles of the lion heart, steadfast in the fight. And I saw Megara, daughter of Creon, haughty of heart. Creon, what did I say?
No, you're
You
good.
said Creon.
You were hesitating, so I was trying to give you an offer there, but
Daughter
It's
of Creon,
not
haughty of
not
heart.
hesitate Creon, it's just Creon.
Daughter of Creon, haughty of heart, whom the strong and tireless son Amphitron had to wife. Let's see, and I saw the mother of Oedipus. I don't know why. It was like
Actually,
the and I
it's-
is what threw me off.
Adipodes. In this.
Oedipodes.
Yeah.
Oedipodes.
Yeah.
And I saw mother of Oedipodes, fair Epicast, who wrought a dread deed. Oh my gosh. Why am I missing a word so bad?
it's okay.
Oh.
It happens.
Like I said, I think it's just the season of the words do not look like words.
Oh my goodness. Who brought a dread deed unwittingly, being wedded to her own son. Oh, so it is that, yeah. And he that had slain his own father wedded her, and straightway the gods made these things known to men. Yet he abode in pain in pleasant Thebes, ruling the Cadmeans by reason of the deadly counsels of the gods. But she went down to the house of Hades, the mighty warder. Yea, she tided news from high beam aloft, being fast holden in sorrow, while for him she left pains behind full many, even all that the avengers of a mother bring to pass. And I saw lovely Chloris, oh my goodness, and saw lovely Chloris, whom Neleus wedded on a time for her beauty, and brought gifts of wooing past number. She was the youngest daughter of Amphion, son of Iasus, who once ruled mightily in Minion Orchomenus, and she was queen of Pylos, and bare glorious children to her lord, Nestor and Chromius, and princely Periclymenus, stately Pero too, the wonder of all men. All around were her wooers, but Neleus would not give her, save to him who should drive off from Phylace, the kind of mighty Iphicles, with shambling gait and broad of brow, hard cattle to drive, and none but a noble seer took in hand to drive them, but a grievous fate from the gods fettered him, even hard bonds and the herdsmen of the wild. But when at length the months and days were being fulfilled, as the year returned upon his course, and the seasons came round, then did mighty Iphicles set him free, when he had spoken out all the oracles, and herein was the counsel of Zeus being accomplished. Full Metal Alchemist. Also, welcome legal, lovable Bear
Yep,
Chico.
Legal the lovable bear. It's
Thank
really good to see
you
you
for the
here,
blissful
dearie.
greeting.
If you don't mind, I would love to give Legal a shout out here because
Shout it
he
out.
has just gotten a chance to start streaming again.
Nice.
He
Ooh.
is an absolutely delightful gentleman. I have had the pleasure of giving him a hug in person. He is far and away one of the most enthusiastic and positive people I have had the pleasure of meeting, and I have met quite a few people. So, if you get a chance, do spend some time with Legal. He is somebody who I have never regretted getting to spend time with or see.
Nice.
So, yeah, there's a little shout out for you, Legal. Full Metal Alchemist. And I saw Lady. I saw something. Wow. And I saw Lady, the famous bedfellow of Tindarius, whom bare to Tindarius 2 sons hardy apart, Castor, tamer of steeds, and Polydeuces, the boxer. These twain yet live, but the quickening earth is over them, and even in the nether world they have the honor and hand of Zeus. And they possess their life in turn, living one day and dying the next, and have gotten worship even as the gods. I'm glad you enjoyed your shout-out, Rico. And after her I beheld Iphimedia, bedfellow of Aeolus, who said that she had lain with Poseidon, and she bare children twain, but short of life were they, godlike Otis, and far-famed Iphicles. Now these were the tallest men that earth, the grain-giver, ever reared, and far the goodliest after renown Orion. At 9 seasons old, they were of breadth of 9 cubits and 9 fathoms in height. They it was who threatened to raise even the immortals in Olympus, the din of stormy war. They strove to pile Ossa on Olympus, and Ossa Pelion with trembling forest leaves, that there might be a pathway to the sky.
We got barking in the chat.
Oh,
we got
my
barking in the
goodness!
chat.
Hello, Blitzy!
Bark,
Welcome, Raiders! Thank you all for joining us here.
Whoop,
Yeah,
bark,
let's
bark.
give a
Whoop,
shout
bark,
out to
bark.
Blitzy. Blitzy, welcome
Welcome,
back to
Raiders.
streaming, and thank you for joining us here tonight. Bark, 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 bark. Oh, I love it.
Meow, 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 meow.
Oh my goodness. Blitzy, how was stream? What were you getting up to? I thought you were doing Pokemon tonight, but I don't remember for sure.
Oh, come on.
Meow, meow, meow. I see Mew the Catboy prefers mewing. You know what? That's totally
Yeah.
reasonable. Oh my goodness. But yes, thank you all for joining. For those not already familiar with me, my name is Celine Heidelman. I am primarily a storytime streamer. So we have been doing Anne of Green Gables on Tuesdays when
Heck
I normally
yeah.
stream. And every once in a while, the stars align, and I manage to do a stream with Satil and Baljeet, who are joining me to do the Odyssey tonight. You're a cat, not a stinky dog, you don't bark? That is totally fair. And also a good reason for me not to spray you with a little spritzer bottle. We don't want you getting annoyed there. So, let's see, did Sonic Unleashed, heavily modded and cursed, and then switched to the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog with the visual novel group. Oh, that sounds
Nice.
fantastic. Oh, I love it. How did it go? That sounds like a lot of absolutely riotous fun. Did you end up like doing a single session Sonic Unleashed, start to finish? It was amazing. Oh heck yeah! And Blitzy, if you need to take care of your after stream work, please do so. I know that it can be quite a lot, and you go for hecking long streams, so can confirm. Awesome. But yeah, if you need to raid and run, you go ahead and take care of yourself. I hope that everybody has a wonderful time joining in. We are just wrapping up Odysseus's chat with the dead. So he's already been through blinding a Cyclops, making a bet with the Wind God, losing a bet with the Wind God, having most of his ships sank by giants, and having a little stay at the Isle of Circe with some pigs who are men, or perhaps men who are pigs. It's not entirely clear. Anyways,
All
you're
the
still
men
on the
are
call and
pigs,
you're getting
either way.
overwhelmed. Oh yeah, take care of yourself, Blitzy. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful time and that your call goes well there too. So yes, we have been through many different places, and now it's time to get just a. This has been a long list of random other stories by reference.
And name dropping like crazy.
And after her I beheld Iphimedia, bedfellow of Aeolus, who said that she had lain with Poseidon, and she bare children twain, but short of life were they, godlike Otus, and far famed Iphitales. Now these were tallest men that earth the grain-giver ever reared, and far the goodliest after the renowned Orion. At 9 seasons old, they were of breadth 9 cubits and 9 fathoms in height. They it was who threatened to raise even against the immortals in Olympus the din of stormy war. They strove to pile Ossa on Olympus, and on Ossa Pelion with the trembling forest leaves, that there might be a pathway to the sky. Yea, and they would have accomplished it if they had reached the full measure of manhood. But the son of Zeus, whom Leto of the fair locks bare, destroyed the twain, ere the down had bloomed beneath their temples, and darkened their chains with the blossom of youth. Congratulations on winning from the catch game there. That's awesome. And Phaedra and Procreus I saw, and fair Ariadne, the daughter of wizard Minos, whom Theseus on her time was bearing from Crete to the hill of sacred Athens. Yet had he no joy for her, for Artemis slew her ere that in sea girt Dia by reason of the witness of Dionysus. And Myrrha and Clymene I saw, and hateful Eriphyle, who took fine gold for the price of her dear lord's wife. But I cannot tell or name all the wives and daughters of the heroes that I saw, ere that the immortal night would wane. Nay, it is even now time to sleep, whether I go to the swift ship to the company or abide here, and for you, my convoy, you and the gods will care. Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist! So spake he, and dead silence fell on all, and there they were spellbound throughout the shadowy halls. And then Arit, with the white arms, first spake among them. Patience, what think you of this man for comeliness and stature, and within for wisdom of heart? Moreover, he is my guest, though every one of you hath his share in this honor. Wherefore haste not to send him hence, and stint not these gifts, your gifts, for one that stands in such sore need of them. For ye have too much treasure. For ye have much treasure stored in your halls by the grace of the gods. And then to spake among them the old man, Lord Achenius, that was an elder among the Phaeacians. Friends, behold, the speech of our wise queen is not wide of the mark, nor far from our deeming. So hearken ye thereto, but Alcinous hear both word and work depend. Then Alcinous made answer, and spake unto him, Yea, the word that she had spoken shall hold. Indeed, I am yet to live and bear rule among the Phaeacians, masters of the oar. Howbeit, let the stranger for all his craving to return nevertheless endure to abide until the morrow, till I make up the full measure of the gift, and men shall care for his convoy, all men. But I in chief, for mine is the lordship in the land. And Odysseus of many counsels answered him, saying, My lord Alcinous, most notable of all people, if he bade me tarry here for even a year, and would speed my convoy and give me splendid gifts that I would choose, and better would it be for me to come with a fuller hand to mine own dear country, so should I get more love and worship in the eyes of all men, whoso should see me after I was returned to Ithaca. And Alcinous answered him, saying, Odysseus, in no wise do we deem thee that we that look on thee to be a knave or a cheat, even as the dark earth rears many such broadcast, fashioning lies whence none can even see his way therein. But beauty crowns thy words, and wisdom is within thee. In thy tale, as when a minstrel sings, thou hast told with skill the weary woes of all the Argives, and of thine own self. But come, declare me this, and plainly tell it all. Didst thou see any of the godlike company who went up at the same time with thee to Ilios, and there met with their doom? Behold, the night is of great length unspeakable, and the time for sleep in the hall is not yet. Tell me therefore of those wondrous deeds. I could abide even till the bright dawn, so long as thou couldst endure to rehearse me these woes of thine in the hall. And Odysseus of many counsels answered him, My lord Alcinous, most notable of all the people, there is a time for many words, and there is a time for sleep. But if thou art eager to still listen, I would not for my part grudge to tell thee of other things more pitiful still, even the woes of my comrades, those that perished afterward, for they had escaped with their lives from the dread war cry of the Trojans, but perished in returning by will of an evil woman. Now, when holy Persephone had scattered this way, and that the spirits of the womenfolk, thereafter came the soul of Agamemnon, son of Atreus, sorrowing, and round him others were gathered, and the ghosts of them who had died with him in the house of ODYSSEY, and met their doom. And he knew me straightway, when he had drunk the dark blood. Yea, and he wept aloud, and shed big tears, as he stretched forth his hands in his longing to reach me. But it might not be, for he had now no steadfast strength nor power at all in moving, such as was aforetime in his supple limbs. At the sight of him I wept, and was moved with compassion, and uttering my voice spake to him winged words. Most renowned, son of Atreus, Agamemnon, king of men, say what doom overcame thee of death, that lays men at their length. Did Poseidon smite thee in any ships, in thy ships, raising the Dolorous blast? Oh, is it Dolorous?
Dolorous. Yeah.
Dolorous. I see.
Yeah, dolor is a Latin word.
Okay, so you know how I'm gonna remember it? It's a dole like the pineapple, and rus like the
Rodents of unusual size.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. Dolorous blast of contrary winds. Or did unfriendly men do thee hurt upon the land, whilst thou wert cutting off their oxen and fair flocks of sheep, or fighting to win a city, and the women thereof? So spake I, and straightway he answered and said unto me, Son of Laertes, of the seed of Zeus, Odysseus of many devices, it was not Poseidon that smote me in my ships, and raised the dolorous blast of contrary winds. Nor did unfriendly men do me hurt upon the land, but Aegisthus it was that brought me death, and doom, and slew me, with the aid of my accursed wife, as one slays an ox at the stall, after he had bidden me to his house, and entertained me at a feast. Even so I died by a death most pitiful, and round me my company likewise were slain without ceasing, like swine, with glittering tusks, which are slaughtered in the house of a rich and mighty man, whither at a wedding banquet, or a joint feast, or a rich clan drinking. Ere now hast thou been at the slaying of many a man, killed in single fight or in strong battle. Yet thou wouldst have sorrowed the most at this sight, how we lay in the hall round the mixing bowl and the laden boards, and the floor all ran with blood, and most pitiful of all that I heard was the voice of the daughter of Priam, of Cassandra, whom hard by me, crafty
Clytemnestra.
Clytemnestra? I was going to say Clytemnestra.
It's a typo. Clytemnestra.
Clytemnestra? Is it a typo or is it just an archaic spelling?
Technically could be either, but it's pronounced Clytemnestra. If we're
Clytemnestra.
talking about Priam and Cassandra, that'd be Clytemnestra.
Sure. Alright.
Mm.
Then I strove to my hands as I was dying upon the sword, but to earth they fell. And that shameless one turned her back upon me and had not the heart to draw down my eyelids with her fingers nor to close my mouth. Oh, surely is there naught more terrible and shameless than a woman who imagines such evil in her heart, even as she too planned a
Cecilia,
foul
you're getting kind of quiet.
fashioning death for her wedded lord. Verily I had thought to come home and most welcome to my children and my thralls, but she, out of the depth of her evil knowledge, hath shed shame on herself and on all womankind, which shall be forever, even on the upright. Full Metal Alchemist.
Good job.
I was trying to go quiet for a little dramatic effect, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. It just got hard to hear you.
Yeah, I didn't want that effect.
He. Full Metal Alchemist. Even so he spake. But I answered him, saying, Lo now, in very sooth, hath sooth of the far-born voice wreaked havoc wondrous hatred on the seed of Atreus, for the counsel of women of old. For Helen's sake, so many of us perished, and now Clytemnestra hath practiced treason against thee, while yet thou dang it, I thought I was doing well. While yet thou wast far off. Even so I spake. And anon he answered me, saying, Wherefore do thou too never henceforth be soft even to thy wife, neither show her all the counsel that thou knowest, but a part declare and let a part be hid. Yet shall not thou, Odysseus, find death at the hand of thy wife. For she is very discreet and prudent in all her ways, the wise Penelope, daughter of Icarius. Verily, we left her a bride new wed. We went to the war, and a child was at her breast, who now methinks sits in the ranks of men, happy in his lot, for his dear father shall behold him on his coming, and he shall embrace his sire as his meat. But us for my wife, she suffered me not so much as to have my fill of gazing on my son, ere that she slew me, even her lord. And yet another thing will I tell thee, and do thou ponder it in thy heart. Put my ship to land in secret, and not openly, on the shore of thy dear country, for there is no more faith in women. But come, declare me this, and plainly tell it all, if haply ye hear of my son as yet living, either it may be in Orchomenus, or in Sandy Pylos, or perchance in Menelaus in wide Sparta, for goodly Orestes hath not yet perished on the earth. Even so he spake, but I answered him, saying, Son of Atreus, wherefore dost thou ask me straitly of these things? Nay, I know not at all whether he be alive or dead. It is ill to speak words light as wind. Thus we twain stood sorrowing, holding sad discourse, while big tears fell fast, and therewithal came the soul of Achilles, son of Peleus, and of Patroclus, and of noble Antilochus, and of Aias, Antilochus, and of Aias, who in face and form was goodliest of all the Danaans, after the noble son of Peleus, and the son of the sun, and the spirit of the son of
Aeacus.
Fleet-of-foot, Aeacus, Fleet-of-foot, knew me again, and making lament, spake to me winged words.
Spake.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm up then. Also, before I get into this too much, hello Zen Paladin, welcome in. It's good to see you. I did give Zen a shout out here, but yeah, it's good to see folks from Sophia's community drop by. Really glad to have you here with us. Thank you for joining. Alright, so we just did, we ended at Son of Laertes, or
Yes.
So He Spake? Okay, Son of Laertes. Alright, Spirit of the Son of Aeacus, okay. Son of Laertes, of the seed of Zeus, Odysseus of many devices, man overbold, what new deed and hardier than this wilt thou devise in my heart? How durst thou come down to the field of Hades, where dwell the senseless dead, the phantoms of men outworn? So spake, but I answered him. Achilles, son of Peleus, mightiest far of the Achaeans, I am come hither to seek Tiresias, if he may tell me any counsel how I may come to rugged Ithaca. For not yet have I come nigh the Achaean land, nor set foot on mine own soil, but am still in evil case. While as for thee, Achilles, none other than thou wast heretofore the most blessed of men, nor shall any be hereafter, for of old, in the days of thy life, we Argives gave thee one honor with the gods, and now thou art a great prince here among the dead. Wherefore let not thy death be any grief to thee, Achilles. Even so I spake. And he straightway answered me and said, Nay, speak not comfortably to me of death, O great Odysseus. Rather would I live on ground as the hiring of another with a landless man who be of no great livelihood than bear sway among the dead that be departed. But come, tell me tidings of thy lordly son of mine. Did he follow to the war to be leader or not? And tell me of noble Peleus, if thou hast heard aught. Is he yet held in worship among the Myrmidons, or do they dishonor him from Hellas to Pythia? For that old age binds him hand and foot. For I am no longer his champion under the sun, so mighty a man as once I was, when in wide Troy I slew the best of the host and succored the Argives. But could I but come for an hour to my father's house, as then I was, so would I make my might and hands invincible to be hateful to many, and one of those who do him despite, and keep him from his honor. Footnotes.
Do we want to read the footnote?
Sepparicus seems to mean upon the earth above ground as opposed to the dead who are below, rather than bound to the soil in the sense most commentators take it. Ugh. Trying to Greek is not my specialty.
Yeah, I don't
Even so, he spake. But I answered him, saying, As for noble Peleus, verily I have heard naught of him. But concerning thy dear son, Neoptolemus, I will tell thee all the truth according to thy word. It was I that led him up out of Scyros in my good hollow ship in the wake of the goodly grieved Achaeans. Now oft as we took counsel around Troy town, he was ever the first to speak, and no word missed the mark. The godlike Nestor and I alone surpassed him, but whensoever we Achaeans did battle on the plain of Troy, he never tarried behind the throng or press of men, but ran out far before us all, yielding to none in the might of his. And many men he slew in warfare dread, but I could not tell of all or name their names, even all the host he slew in succoring the Argives. But how he smote with the sword that son of Telephus, the hero Eurypylus, and many Cretians of his company were slain around him by reason of a woman's bribe. He truly was the comeliest man that ever I saw next to goodly Memnon. And again, when we, the best of the Argives, were about to go down to the horse of Epius, brought and charge of all he was laid upon me, both to open the door of our good ambush and to shut the same, Then did the other princes and counselors and Danaans wipe away the tears, and the limbs of each one trembled beneath him. But never once did I see thy son's fair face wax pale, nor did he wipe the tears from his cheeks, but he besought me often to let him go forth from the course, and kept handling his sword hilt and his heavy bronze-shod spear, and he was set on mischief against the Trojans. But after we sacked the steep city of Priam, he embarked unscathed with a share of the spoils, and with a noble prize. He was not smitten with the sharp spear, and got no wound in close fight. And many such chances there be in war, for Ares rageth confusedly. So I spake, and the spirit of the son of Aeacus, fleet of foot, passed with great strides along the mead of Asphodel, rejoicing that I had told him of his son's renewal.
Who are you calling an asphodel?
Full metal. Oh, sorry, what?
Sorry, what?
Asphodel.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. But lo, other spirits of the dead that be departed stood sorrowing, and each one asked of those that were dear to them. The soul of Aias, son of Telamon, alone stood apart, being still angry for the victory wherein I prevailed against him. Sorry, in the suit by the ships concerning the arms of Achilles, that his lady mother had set for a prize. And the sons of the Trojans made a ward in Pallas Athena. Would that I had never prevailed and won such a prize. Oh dear me, I'm just winning all the time. So goodly a head hath the earth closed over, for the sake of those arms. Even over Aias, who in beauty and in feats of war was a mold above all other Danaans, next to the noble son of Peleus. To him then I spake softly, saying,
Snake.
Speak! I missed a speak! Ah!
Aias, son of noble Telamon, so art thou not even in death to forget thy wrath against me, by reason of those arms accursed, which the gods set to be the bane of the Argives. What a tower of strength fell in thy fall, and we Achaeans cease not to sorrow for thee, even as for the life of Achilles, son of Peleus. Nay, there is none other to blame but Zeus, who hath borne wondrous hate to the arm of the Danaan spearsman, and laid on thee thy doom. Nay, come hither, my lord, that thou mayest hear my word and my speech. Master thy wrath and thy proud spirit. So I spake, but he answered me not a word, and passed to Erebus, after the other spirits of the dead that be departed. Even then, despite his anger, would he have spoken to me, or I to him, but my heart within me was minded to see the spirits of those others that were departed. There then I saw Minos, son of Zeus, wielding a golden scepter, giving sentence from his throne to the dead, while they sat and stood around the prince, asking his dooms through the wide-gated house of Hades. And after him I marked the mighty Orion, driving the wild beasts together over the mead of Asphodel. Once again, who are you calling a mead of Asphodel? Come on.
I'm surprised that Asphodel's lowercase there, but, you know.
What is Asphodel?
It's a location within Hades. It's like the fields, right?
Really?
Is it?
I think so.
I thought that was Elysium.
There's Elysium and there's also maybe Asphodel was a river. Maybe
Isn't Asphodel the stuff
up.
they fill parking lots with?
I mean, that would explain why it's... Yeah, maybe.
Asphodel's a flower.
Asphodel's a
Thank
flower.
you.
Yeah,
So it's
Asphodel.
Asphodel Meadows is a section of the underworld in Greek mythology, according to Wikipedia.
Got it.
Majority of ordinary souls are sent there after death, one of three main divisions of the underworld, along with Elysium and Tartarus. Elysium being the souls of the particularly righteous, and Tartarus being where people are punished. Homer locates this close to the land of dreams.
Nice.
So, yeah, there we go. Zen also clarifies asphodel is a flower said to bloom in the Elysian fields.
Yeah.
So,
I read that.
Interesting.
Thank you for the information.
very cool.
So that's why
Thank
it's
you for
not.
that,
That's why it's
Capitalized.
not capitalized, because it refers to the flower.
Meat of the flower. I see.
Yes.
It's like it would be like meat of the clover. Cool.
Headcanon though, I'm gonna go to a parking lot and say, "Damn, this asphodel's hot today in the summer." The very
Why?
beast that himself had slain on the lonely hills, with a strong mace, all of bronze in his hands, that is ever unbroken. And I saw Titius, son of the renowned Earth, lying on a leveled ground, and he covered 9 roods as he lay. Vultures twain beset him, one on either side, and gnawed at his liver, piercing even to the caul. But he drave them not away with his hands, for he had dealt violently with Leto, the famous bedfellow of Zeus, as she went up to Pytho through the fair lands of Panopeus.
2 vultures pecking at his liver. That is some wow. That's a choice.
Hey,
Yeah. It's
you know.
I mean, you should have seen it coming, like Prometheus, you know.
Listen, sometimes we make aesthetic choices. We don't always think like, would I want a vulture pecking at me liver, what? But, some people, they just dig it. They're like, this is me. Hi.
You're right. I shouldn't be yucking anybody's yum. If you want vultures pecking at your liver, that's your choice.
More
We'll
power
just roll
to
with
you.
it.
Moreover,
It's not foul, but a psh.
Ah! You
Moreover-
with your feathered speech, Baljeet.
Moreover, I beheld Tantalus in grievous torment, standing in a mere, and the water came nigh unto his chin, and he stood straining as one athirst, but he might not attain to the water to drink of it. For often as that old man stooped down to his eagerness to drink, so often the water was swallowed up, and it vanished away, and the black earth still showed at his feet, for some god parched it evermore. And tall trees flowering shed their fruit overhead, pears and pomegranates, and apple trees with bright fruit, and sweet figs and olives in their bloom. Whereat, when that old man reached out his hands to clutch them, the wind would toss them to the shadowy clouds. Yea, and I beheld Sisyphus in strong torment, grasping a monstrous stone with both his hands. He was pressing thereat with hands and feet, and trying to roll the stone upward toward the brow of the hill. But oft, as he was about to hurl it over the top, the weight would drive him back, so once again, to the plain rolled the stone, the shameless thing. And he once more kept heaving and straining, and the sweat the while was pouring down his limbs, and the dust rose upwards from his head. And after I descried him, And after him I descried the mighty Heracles, his phantom, I say. But as for himself, he hath joyed at the banquet among the deathless gods, and hath to wife Hebe.
Hebe?
Hebe?
Heebie-jeebies?
Hebebebe.
Hebebe.
Celine, would you like to clarify?
Sorry, which... Oh, the wife of Hebe?
Okay.
Of
The wife of
ankles?
Hebe. Yeah. Wife
Hebe.
Yes, so if I'm remembering correctly, Hebe was a daughter of Zeus and one of the harvest deities.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
I don't remember much more detail beyond
Okay.
that.
Just didn't
Sorry.
know how to pronounce her name. And I was like, yeah. And hath to wife Hebe.
Hebe
Bringer
was
of
goddess
Cups.
of youth and bringer of cups.
Thank
Okay.
you, Zen.
Thank you, Zen.
Paladin.
And while we're on the subject of Zen saying things, that Penelope, Odysseus' wife, had 108 suitors. And while historically folks have been like, oh yeah, she must be absolutely gorgeous, there was no other reason you'd want to marry a queen, of course. You'd think of, oh, well, yeah, she's a ruler of a whole island. Ithaca's 24 square kilometers in size.
Yeah. It's
And
small.
so it is this tiny little island, and also is mostly mountains with very little farming land. So maybe plowing salt into the fields was a serious thing for Odysseus to be doing in that context. Helen might have launched 1,000 ships, but Penelope landed over 100 of them in her mid-40s.
Hell
Hey!
yeah.
Mhm.
Get it.
I mean, some of us still got it in our mid-40s, okay?
Cougar mom.
But having it in the early mid 40s at that time, you know.
Okay, fair.
Mhm, mhm.
All right.
Alright, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, no,
So,
no.
we
That's
enjoy
part of
the
discussion.
digressions.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But as for himself, he hath joy at the banquet among the deathless gods, and hath to wife Hebe of the fair ankles, child of great Zeus, and of Here, I'm guessing is similar pronunciation, of the golden sands. And all about him there was a clamor of the dead, as it were fowls flying. Hey, I heard that word earlier. As it were fowls flying every way in fear, and he like black night, with bow uncased and shaft upon the string, fiercely glancing around like one in the act to shoot. And about his breast was an awful belt, a baldric of gold, whereon wondrous things were wrought, bears and wild boars and lions, oh my, with flashing eyes and strife and battles and slaughters and murders of men, oh my! Nay, now that he hath fashioned this, never another may he fashion, never to fashion again. Whoso stored in his craft the device of that belt. Wow, poor fashion, I say. And anon, he knew me when his eyes beheld me, and making lament he spake unto me winged words, son of Laertes, of the seed of Zeus, Odysseus, of many devices. Ah, wretched one, dost thou too lead such a life of evil doom as I endured beneath the rays of the sun? I was the son of Zeus, Cronion, yet had I trouble beyond measure. For I was subdued unto a man far worse than I, and he enjoined on me hard adventures, yea, and on a time he sent me hither to bring back the hound of hell, for he devised no harder task for me than this. I lifted the hound and brought him forth from out of the house of Hades, and Hermes sped me on my way on the grey-eyed Athena. Therewith he departed again into the house of
Wait.
Hades.
I thought you said on the gray-eyed Athena. I was
No,
confused for a
on
second.
his way,
Yeah.
and the grey-eyed Athena helped it.
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Athena was there helping out as she usually does.
Okay. Yeah.
Therewith he departed again into the house of Hades, but I abode there still. If perchance someone of hero folk besides might come, who died in old time. Yea, and I should have seen the men of old whom I was fain to look on, Theseus and Perithous, renowned child of the gods. Renowned children. Two people. Children. Of the gods. But ere that might be the myriad tribes of the dead thronged up together with wondrous clamor. And pale fear gat hold of me, lest the high goddess Persephone should send me the head of the Gorgon, that dread monster, from out of Hades. Straight away.
Zombeans, thank you very much for the follow.
Beansy!
Welcome.
Beans.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's a good time when Beansy interrupts. Straight away when okay, you know what? I take it back. That interruption totally screwed me up. This night is ruined. It's over. That's just kidding. We're good. We're gonna keep going. Straight away. Then I went to the ship and bade my men mount the vessel and loose the hawsers. It's really Beansy's fault. So speedily they went on board and sat upon the benches. And the wave of the flood bore the bark down the stream of the Oceanus. We rowing first, and afterwards the fair wind was our convoy. Book 12!
It is book 12. So Grey-Eyed Athena is an allusion to blindness, the belief that the blind can see the truth. Oh, interesting, Zen Paladin. I was actually not aware of that, and previously had been informed that it was an indication of a particularly good sight on her part. So that's kind of cool to hear it, because it makes more sense as an allusion to blindness, and so, yeah, very neat. Did we know that in the original Greek, Laertes is pronounced lurts? Lurts?
I was gonna just say that. Come on. No, I was like, so one of my chatters also has a fun fact. Did you know that in the original Greek, Laertes was pronounced Lurts? Drinks
Lurts.
my wine.
Very fun.
That's so surprising because, you know, someone else in my chat also said, did you know that in the original Greek, Laertes were pronounced Lurts?
Yeah.
It's almost like we're sharing the chat.
You know?
Golly.
Oh dear. Alright, so, Baljeet, I believe you are the one of us with the most restrictive timescale here. Do we want to roll for book 12, or do we want to hold that off until the stars next align again?
I think it is until the stars next to line, because I do have some more things I gotta
a book on my stream is pretty good.
More
Yeah, I think it's a good structure.
And
structure.
by my scale here, it says we're 52% of the way through the book, through the Odyssey, through the books of the Odyssey.
Well, heck yeah.
Yeah.
You rolled a 13 beans.
13
It wasn't high enough of a DC to be able to join for this time around. I think it just needed one more, a 14. Would have been able to make it.
Oh, I see. So, just shy of
I
the
don't know.
necessary value. More's the pity. Listen. Oh. Well, if you're going to tell us to listen and then run away, I suppose I'll have to trip you and place you back on the couch so you can keep listening.
Yeah, use your words.
As you just requested we do.
To quote Yada, to the corner with you.
To the
It's a good
corner?
Yada quote.
No. We'll bring you up to the front of the class.
Yeah, right, straight
You can
in the
sit in
front.
front of everybody.
Yeah. Good one.
Oh my. We got
Well,
slain in
that
one.
was not the way I expected that to go, but all right. No, Zombians, we'll bring you up to the front of the class. You can sit there, following along with everything that we're going to be covering. And at the end, we'll have a special quiz just for you to make sure that you've absorbed everything we've been talking about. Blorpus?
Satile wants a
What is
quiz
a
too.
blorpus?
I just wanted to test my sound because I just fixed it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, blorpus is a blorpus. Come on.
No, I don't know what a blorpus is.
Well, there you go.
Please elucidate, please elaborate.
You got it. Blorpus is a blorpus.
Ah,
Blorpus is a blorpus of courses.
Oh dear me in here. Alright. Well, I have a little bit of stuff that I was still planning to do tonight. So I'm probably going to whip out Blender and see whether or not my computer immediately is brought to its knees by lack of RAM. So,
see.
We'll go ahead and raid you then.
alrighty. Well, thank you very much to everybody who's joined in for the Reading Renegades. I don't know if you guys have stuff that you want to do separately there. Oh, there are some translations that turn Great-Eyed Athena into Blue-Eyed Athena, but the translation doesn't make sense because the other two things that we know are called blue in the books are copper sea, and copper sky. Interesting. I don't usually think of copper as blue. But,
Oh, so when it
Well, like
rusts,
Lady
right?
Liberty,
When
I mean, has got
yes, a corroded copper would
yeah.
be. Yeah,
Corroded,
I
yeah.
suppose. Because it oxidizes into something that's like somewhere between azure
like a
and
blue
cerulean.
green. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. No, very neat. Alright. So, yeah, if you guys want to do your closing out stuff, and then I will try and see whether or not this crashes as I pull up Blender. Because
Hooray!
Easy wanted me to make some hair, and, so I need to pull this up.
I don't have anything I want to separately do. I'm just going to say thank y'all for joining. I am raiding out to Celine, and see you next time.
Yes. Same here. We're co-working this week. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. 10, 9,
We'll see y'all next
8,
time.
7, 6,
Hi.
5,
Hi.
4,
Hi.
3,
I wasn't
2,
ready.
1.
So pretty.